There are more ways to celebrate than ever before at the Jeep Celebration event. Hurry in for great deals today on the only brand that lets you go anywhere and do anything. And right now, get $1,500 total cash allowance on the purchase of a 2022 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4. Don't miss this great offer. Go to Jeep.com to find your local dealer. Hurry into the Jeep Celebration event today. Residency restrictions apply. Must take retail delivery by 5/2/22. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hi there, this is Adam Kibos, and this is supposed to be my podcast. I do admit I don't have any experiences with podcasts, and I actually don't know where this podcast will lead me to. But however, what I wanna talk about mainly is of course about my work as an author. I'm an author. I write screenplays, I write song lyrics, short stories, and novels. Maybe you have seen some of my work or read some of my work or not. We'll see about this, and I will of course try to advertise my stuff at this podcast. But what I wanna, of course, mainly what this podcast will be about is about how I came to write this stuff. I mean, this is not only things in my head, but as well as my background. I'm a migrant. I was born in 1988 in Austria, in rural Austria, Zell am See, and I'm of Turkish descent. My parents, both of them, are from Turkey. They died tragically in 2012 in a fatal car accident. However, and I that's all it. And however, I mean one of crucial part of my thinking is of course my migrant heritage. I think it plays in every work of mine a crucial role. I mean it is a difference. I mean, if you are a migrant, of course you see the world differently. I wouldn't say it is somehow better or more positive. Of course, as a migrant, you can be a victim as well as you have prejudice. I mean, who wouldn't? You have, of course, prejudice against the host culture. They are somehow. I mean, everyone has that. Because this is some sort of social. This is not any racist stuff. It is indeed social, and I'm not, and I'm no exception to this. However, and you have heard it maybe, this is not a bad connection. I am stuttering, so I try to speak fluently, but however, sometimes it may appear as if the connections would be bad or that the recording would be of low quality. No, nothing like that. I'm struggling with words because I'm stuttering. I actually don't know why, and I think I'm the only one in the family who is actually stuttering. So no one has this, only me. However, I mean that's why it's somehow, if people listen to me, it always appears as if I would be really struggling with words, and as if I would really trying to press out, or even some told me that whenever they hear me speaking or talking, that I would some sort of be tense or agitated. Yeah, this has to do with the fact, of course, that I am struggling to bring out these words, but I had a lot of practice on them. However, but I don't know where this comes from and so on. The second thing, of course, is you may have noticed English is not my mother tongue. I was born in Austria. German is my mother tongue. I'm, but nevertheless, I had a lot of practice in in English, despite the fact I did not learn much vocabulary. I was a lazy slug in school. I never took it very seriously, and that's why this is some. You may slightly hear a German accent or some sort of a non-native speaker. So please keep in mind that English is a foreign language, so that there are of course mistakes in pronunciation, in grammatics. This is, I mean, this is normal. I mean, Germany, I know this from Germany, from German within the migrant culture. There are a lot of non-native speakers who in German who are struggling with these words, and I know these things that if people can't pronunciate the words correctly and make grammatical mistakes, and I do apologize for that, but keep in mind I try my best to be understandable. I'm trying to use English, simple English, partially because like I said, I did not learn much, or I was a lazy slug and I did not really learn the vocabularies. But the main reason is that the more difficult the vocabularies get, the more I am struggling to pronounce them correctly, as well as I'm struggling to utter them, because this is very tricky for a stutterer. I mean, try to it it. I think it cost me years to pronounce it thoroughly and correctly. So I do apologize for that in advance. But what I want to talk about is something. I mean, of course, I want to talk about my work as an author, but as well as what inspires me. I mean, this is always what inspired me, because I studied philosophy and political science at the University of Vienna, and of course, if you read all this stuff from these people, you somehow ask yourself, yeah, what was the driving force of someone? I mean, what I always ask myself, why would anyone sit down and write anything? I mean, of course. Of course, you have a story to tell, but there was a time in my life where I thought, what do I know of the world, and what do I know about anything about life, and why should I write anything, or wouldn't I make myself ridiculous writing down? I mean, I don't know. I mean, of course, as an author, as an author, you are struggling with some sort of your biggest critic. I mean, you want to write a good novel, and I would lie if I said that I have succeeded writing the perfect novel. Or I mean, I don't think that within art there is something like perfect, but there is, as an author, you have some sort of a feeling. I mean, of course, while you write a novel or a screenplay, short story, whatever, or even a poem, you always have this feeling. I mean, is it good? Does it feel right, and so on? I mean, of course, mostly I always felt, yeah, okay, yeah, it's good. It sounds good, but I never thought, yes, it is some sort of, I don't know. So I don't want to say perfect, but it is somehow. Somehow I'm satisfied with it. So it never occurred. Maybe I will one day write something of which I can say, yeah, this is or I could translate my thoughts into words. Well, but I don't know. However, and you can ask yourself the person behind it. I mean, of course, we grew up in a society. I mean, this is how please note, this is how I experienced university, and I, I do not assume that many people will have or have the same experiences than I had in university. I mean, if you have, then I think this would be very sad, and I feel pity for you, whatever. But in general, if you come to university and so on, you are some sort of always given this perception as if your personal life as if would mean actually nothing. Yeah, but your experiences and what you saw in the world. Yeah, well, what do you know actually? This is how I perceived it. So if you come into the university, people, they actually don't wanna know anything about you. Why? Because what do you know? And this is how you are going to be uh, addressed on. You are you are a student, you don't have your own story, and you should rather listen to people who know. But but of course, I mean, I come from a working class. My father was an unskilled laborer in an assembly line, and my mother was a cleaning woman. I mean, my social background in the University of Vienna was rare, despite the fact that the University of Vienna has no, or in general in Austria, the universities, they don't have any tuition, and there is free access. But despite the fact, most of the people in the university were rather from the middle class, or so partially from an educated background. But nevertheless, I mean, this is of course the humanities, social science, and these people expect you to listen. So your story doesn't mean your life story is some sort of secondary. Of course, you have to listen to learn something, and you should listen to learn something. But I think everyone has a story to tell. This is something I learned very late. I mean, it's not like that all your memories are swiped blank when you go to university, and that you should only talk about and share other people's life stories. No, it is, even though it is not this shiny sparkling life what one assumes, because working class, it's not that you will somehow struggle to make ends meet. Of course it is struggling to make ends meet, but there is not much going on in that sense. It might assume for someone from the middle class that, oh my god, okay, there is nothing really interesting in a life as a working class. A lot of complaining, a lot of hatred against people, and a lot of bad feelings because of lost opportunities, or because one is stuck at the same spot for years, because this is one part of being in the working class. It's not that you struggling to make ends meet. Of course, it is money is an issue. Money is always an issue, but of one issue or one crucial point is that somehow your life always revolves around the same issues. Mundane is the word for it, and this is as well as in an assembly line. And an assembly line is somehow epitomizes this life as a working class. And I myself worked in this assembly line as well, where my in the company where my father was working. I worked there too for 8 months in an assembly line. I mean, it is somehow you feel stuck. You feel as if your life would not move forward. I mean, it is indeed. But however, I mean, we can talk about the working class as well, but there is of course a lot of literature, and I do not assume that my life is somehow special. I mean, there are enough the social researches made. I mean, Pierre Bourdieu and so on for these for those people who know a thing or two about sociology. However, what I always thought about is, I mean, the way you are brought up. I mean, and and uh, and uh, and 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 Steve Jobs once said something good that you somehow understand that the way outside that was built by people who were not smarter than you, and if you and that you can make about a change. And this is, I think, this takes time. I mean, of course, everyone says that, yeah, of course, you can change the world, you can make a dent in the universe. Okay, let's do it. Let's bring about change, and then you stand in front of a blank paper, and then go ahead, make the change of the universe. Write something down. I mean, this is always easier said than done. However, but I think, I mean, especially in some in the university where I was, I mean, you were pretty much discouraged to somehow write about yourself, because this was partially due to Nazism of your lecturers, because those lecturers, they wanted to appear in a brighter light and say, oh my goodness, if you writing 200 pages is such a fundamental, it is so exhausting, and writing is so tough. I mean, of course these people wanted to embellish their own accomplishments. I mean, we all know that, and of course, if you are a lecturer in the university, or general what I am doing here, I mean, talking about my life, you have to be a little bit narcissistic. You have to a little bit of extroverted. I mean, you. It's not like that you want to hear your own voice, but you have to think of yourself. I have a story to tell, and people want to hear about it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it is true or illusionary, but however, this is what this is all about. And in the university, I made the experience that, yeah, you are somehow this coach, and of course it is always difficult, yeah, as we said it, yeah, you want to bring about change. I mean, yeah, everyone wants to change something, sure, but before you have to change anything, uh, you have to understand it, anything. But because there's a very famous quote of Marx that philosophers up to now had only interpreted the world, and but it is it is about to changing the world. Well, you cannot change anything which you haven't understood. I think from that matter, it is from that matter, it is very important to keep this in mind. So it's not like that you can just go in there and change everything. I mean, first of all, you need to know what you want to change, and the thing you want to change, you have to understand it. So it's not like Marx, those who read his work, the Kapital, das Kapital in German. Those who read it, they know that he had a pretty good understanding of the capitalistic system, even though his remedy never played out. I mean, everyone who knows about history knows that Marxism may have analyzed capitalism in a small area in southeast England, but it somehow always was confined to this little area. This is Manchester capitalism, what Marx is mainly talking about, whereas in continental Europe, capitalism developed differently, and this is the reason why Marx proletarian revolution never really took off. However, but I don't want to talk about Marxism, or we can talk about Marxism and what I think about Marxism. I mean, nevertheless, I mean, despite the fact that I met some communists and I've truth be told, this is rather, some of them is their mental state is indeed concerning. Nevertheless, but I think you have to honor Marx's accomplishment, because Marx was a great philosopher, and if you read Das Kapital in German, it's for free. You can read it in German for free in the internet. In English, I don't know, but he is a great philosopher, and no matter what you say, this is one of the most poignant and pregnant analysis of an economic system. We don't have anything better than this. It doesn't matter whether it is true or wrong. You don't have anything comparable to that. This is period. This is something you have to acknowledge. Yeah. However, but so I was talking about being a migrant. I mean, I don't want to talk much about migrant identity. I mean, I went to university, and their migrant identity played a crucial role, and we talked a great deal about it. But however, but I can talk maybe a little bit about it, like people want. We'll see. We'll see how things turn out, because I don't know where this is going, and I'm not quite sure where the podcast is the right medium. I think, I would rather make YouTube videos, but YouTube videos as well as other videos, they consume a lot of data, because I'm here in Turkey, and in Turkey connections or network internet access is not very cheap. And now we all live in the pandemic. I mean, this is the second year of the pandemic, and that you want to somehow be cautious, don't want to spend too much money on it, and I guess we'll figure it out. I mean, this is me. I'm here from Turkey, from Ordu. This is a Black Sea town, a small town, and from there I've decided to spend the second year of the pandemic here, and then see what happens. So this is over and out from Ordu, and I wish you all doing fine, and hope you stay safe and healthy. Bye.
It's finally time to start firing up the grill. From city to shore, Acme has everything you need to prep for this summer season. Download the Acme app to shop for this season's essentials any way you want. Open the Acme app, clip your deals, then order your items online. An experienced Acme associate will carefully select your groceries, bag your order, and bring it right to your car or deliver right to your door. Download the app or visit acmemarkets.com for program details.